Hi Virgo, welcome to your general messages for the week of August 8th. I had to think for a minute. August 8th to August 15th. I hope you guys are doing fantastic today. Still with that Mars in the 8th house. Yes. Power struggles when it comes to how we show up with other in relationship or in a business connection. The 8th house has to do with our shared resources, right? Our partner's money. It has to do with investments. It has to do with paying off debts. It has to do with all of that, right? We have Mars in there really pushing us to have a very strong initiative on wanting to make these changes, whether it's paying off debt. You're going to feel like, I want to do it all at once, slow down, because Mars does bring separation, right? So you want to be careful that you don't handle something a little too overzealous where you end up leaving yourself without anything, or in any area having to do with investments, paying off debt, anything like that. You want to be very cautious and very methodical with it, right? Because Saturn is in there saying, slow down a little bit, right? There's going to be a slowing down of, in this initiation, moving forward with some kind of joint venture or investment while figuring out what you truly and are truly deeply seriously passionate about, because we have this 8th house is squaring the 5th house energy where we have a Pluto and Jupiter conjunction. And the 5th house is about creativity and what you really love to do. It has to do with your children. It has to do with love affairs. It has to do with the act of sex. It has to do with entrepreneurial endeavors, anything that we want to get going right on our own. And this has been a really good time for you, Virgo, for you connecting to yourself and what you really want for yourself, clearing out anything that doesn't work for you, which is great. But just know that in order to move forward in this area, it's going to require a lot of methodical and very, very deliberate work, because we do have Saturn in there. And I like to say Saturn is more about guardrails, like he's more about rather than saying block. I feel like guardrail is a lot more positive, because he doesn't want us to go into things and into territory that are not going to actually end up ultimately serving us. And that could be very frustrating when we feel like we know exactly what we're doing. You know what I mean? So let's pull these. Okay, nice. We have the star. Very focused on the future. You can see that. Alrighty, but definitely some challenges in as far as like how you show up with other people. So again, the 8th house would have to do with like either very serious relationships, marital partners, business partners, or people that you have like shared investments with, anything like that. Okay, let's pull some Lenormand and get exactly what we need to know about sort of the outlining energies. I see you in the recent past, you left something toxic behind. Absolutely. Okay. We have the woman. We have the stars. The woman's looking the other way, if you notice here. The woman is looking away from the stars, away from her dreams and aspirations. Looking away from all of that. And then we have the love. Okay, looking away from love, looking away from dreams. Oh, but the moon is making us really think about it. The moon is saying, all right, what do you really want? You have to get really hardcore. What's going on with love? What's going on with you? Wow, this is kind of like a very broad, because we have stars and love. What do you need to look more deeply at with this moon energy? And then we have the mountains. There are going to be some struggles that you're going to have. Some, not struggles, obstacles. There are some obstacles that have to be overcome. They can be. That's not like a really negative card. It just indicates that there are going to be obstacles. Okay. But we like the flowers at the end because it was all very, very necessary. So whatever's gone on here, the obstacles are actually a type of a gift that's going to be serving you. So let's talk about it having to do with relationship first. So if it has to do with relationship, Virgo, I see, you know what? I'm just going to talk about career and relationship and anything else at this, in the same suite, because we have everything here. Virgo, if you're a woman, you're looking the other way, okay? You're looking the other way. You have not been looking at close enough, right, at your dreams, at solidifying what you really, really want for yourself as far as your career, your love, friendships, family connections, all of that. You've been keeping yourself very busy in some other sort of mundane processes, even though you've been focused on moving yourself forward into your future. You haven't really been focusing on like the pragmatics of implementing what it is that you really want. Truly in your everyday, your everyday. Truly, because remember, you guys are all about the sixth house of the day-to-day work environment, the day-to-day, your health, right? So this shows me you just sort of being really busy looking in another way, or choosing to, but now you're being called to really look at something. There are obstacles that need to be dealt with right now that can't be ignored anymore, but these are all blessings in disguise. There is going to be challenge when it comes to attaining your dreams, having that love and all of that. In that, there are going to be some restrictions and some delays, but then we have the flowers at the end, which is contentment, and it's actually a positive sign of appreciation for being diligent about something. So I hope that makes sense to you, because it makes perfect sense to me that she's just looking away from all of this stuff. She's like, I'm looking in the past, I'm looking behind me, or just out another window, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be into the past, but for a lot of you, this can be the issue of stuckness, if that's even a word, in the 8th house, with how you're showing up with a partner or a business connection. Your trepidation to turn around and pay attention to the future may be based in some past negative encounters that you guys have had together. Maybe your partner didn't show up well enough in the past, and you're projecting that onto the future. Your business partner was irresponsible with money. You're projecting that onto the future. You aren't happy in that job, so you can't imagine you ever being happy in it moving forward. It's this kind of, you know what I mean? So it can be that kind of energy as well. So let's just throw some astro dice and we'll get into the tarot here. All right, so we have the need to communicate, right? We have Mercury, we have you guys, we have the 6th house, and we have Cancer. All right, so something's going on with something having to do with a home, somebody in your home, some sort of home connection, something like that, okay? That would end up impacting the day-to-day. So there needs to be some really good communication, or learning a new strategy, which you guys are so good at, all about that 6th house, because you guys are the problem solvers of the zodiac. So you need to problem solve by learning a new approach to something that's going to end up positively impacting where it is that you end up in that metaphorical home space, or that literal home, a physical home, selling a home, buying a home, having a baby, somebody bringing, a new being in the home, adopting in the home, somebody moving out, there being some sort of something going on within the home space here is what I'm getting. Mercury, yep. So Mercury, interesting, Mercury is your ruler, also Gemini's ruler. So this is about learning, learning, communicating, thinking, strategizing, coming up with problem-solving skills. So I see this happening really beautifully. I like that we got the moon here, because I feel like you're going to be, the moon next to the mountain is really very, again, lots of problem-solving energy here. So with the tarot, we have the 6 of Swords. So the 6 of Swords is about you walking away from something that you in some way, shape, way or another identified it as being toxic for you, and just not being the right thing, whether it was that job, that relationship, whatever it was it's not serving you anymore. Now, for some of you, you might have been in a situation where you couldn't actually leave it right away, where, you're leaving it mentally and you're getting your ducks in a row. It's going to resonate with some of you. This is a general reading. Situation right now, we have the Devil that's crossed by the 3 of Wands. Okay, very interesting. So there's some sort of imbalance here. This could be a level of unfairness. This could be where things are not equitable, right? And going back to the 8th house energy, is everybody showing up the same way? Is everybody given the same percentage of what they can, of what they have to give, right? It's all of this idea of balance versus imbalance. That's the Devil energy. It's not only about addiction, because addiction is really nothing more than an imbalance, right? So yeah, there could be an issue depending on your situation. Somebody may have a drinking issue, a drug issue, a sex addiction, a food addiction, some sort of eating disorder, lust, greed, egotism, deflection, anxiety, depression, unchecked and untreated. It could come up a bunch of different ways. But it's the idea of understanding that it's imbalanced and it's being crossed by your ability to actually start this new path moving forward. So in that job, Sun in Aries is a great energy. It's being crossed by this idea that, I mean, this is, quite frankly, my favorite minor arcana, the Three of Wands. Sun in Aries. Sun cultivates the land in the way that we need, for it to be, of benefit to us. And Aries is all about a fresh path and a new perspective. But this is like a message comes in, an email, a phone call, some sort of message comes in, a positive one. Somebody showing you recognition. This is an energy that involves other people pulling you forth onto this new path. So it's this new job being offered to you that's offering you a new path. It's this, it can be a new relationship pulling you on a new path. This could be you guys mutually together deciding, okay, you know what, we're gonna move to this neighborhood. We're gonna get this house, right? Because it does have to do with the Cancer energy, which is that fourth house of home. This could be the decision to buy a new home, right? But it's being crossed by, this is crossing the idea of there is a certain level of unfairness going on here. It could have to do with money. It could have to do with communication, commitment, something. This could have to do with the offer of a new job, but where is the imbalance? Maybe the money's not there. They're not offering you enough money for what you're going to be doing, or the money's there, but you're really not going to like yourself doing that job, or you don't see the hours being anything that's actually manageable in your life as something that you really want to do. Or maybe everything seems great, but there's something poking at you that's calling you in another direction where it's not really speaking to those fifth house energies, right? That you're going to be very aware of, like your creativity, what you want to do for fun kind of thing. Now we have the crowning energy is the Five of Pentacles, so you're going to be in a space of lack. This is the card of lack. It's a very mental card. It's you feeling like you feel like your voice isn't really being heard. You feeling a certain level of disconnect. You feeling that your partner or business partner or intimate partner, whatever, is holding money back from you that they have, where it's like they have more to give you, but they're not. And there's this level of holding back, and it's like this is what you're feeling. Now, you may not be 100% correct on this, or you may be. But the thing is, it's really what the focus of this energy is it's in how you feel, right? How you feel. So you feel that sense of lack. So it's very real to you. And the foundation is the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups coming in is Aquarius and Pisces. So this could have to do with a business partner or an intimate partner or a family connection, whoever you're here experiencing this reading with, right? Whatever other energy. Them coming in and offering a different solution. Them coming in and offering a different way of handling something, right? Because the Knight of Cups is an Aquarius and Pisces energy, and Aquarius is about doing something different, a unique approach, out of the box, different than how we've been doing it. Some of you may actually be meeting somebody entirely new, where you're choosing to leave a certain particular energy because you're realizing that the imbalance has been too great and you're not going to be able to move forward maybe in the way where you feel like you're going to gain what you want to gain in that relationship, or what you want to gain in that business connection, right? And this could be you meeting a new person who's very different than anyone that you've ever been with before. Aquarius and Pisces. Pisces is all about our dreams. This could also indicate you meeting a new business partner. This could indicate you coming across a new job opportunity that really speaks to you. But it is this idea of handling something differently. Now these here are, it's like the general foundation of what's really going on right now. You and only you're the star. The star is Aquarius, and this is all about healing by focusing on the future. Again, Aquarius, something different. So we have Aquarius here and we have Aquarius here. And remember, we have this Uranus, right? Uranus is turning retrograde on the 15th. So definitely a season for a more conservative approach, again, to pursuing our goals. And when Uranus is retrograde, our desire to make these changes in our lives are going to be turned inward as we get in touch with what it is that's been holding us back. And you getting in touch with what you need to be the most authentic and most authentic version of yourself, really. Living more spontaneously, more authentic, right? This is, and generally speaking, this is a less rebellious time, generally speaking, because it's a time of acceptance for healing, right? For healing, and also more for healing. Saturn is forming that quintile with Chiron on the 12th, and this is just a really good energy for us to feel more competent and effective and secure in regarding our responsibilities during this time. We're going to be really good at making things work for ourselves, all of us. But you having the star here, you're very forward thinking, you're very focused on your future here. Future investments, where you live, how it's like you don't want any more in between, you know what I mean by that. This is the energy external to you, is the Emperor. So, awesome if you're meeting a new energy, for sure. The Emperor is a fabulous energy. This is external to you. This is somebody coming into you. So this can be a new job offer, you meeting somebody who is a really take charge kind of person, offering you a position. So this would represent your boss. This could represent a new man or woman coming into your life. The Emperor energy doesn't understand. They don't understand gender, right? But it is that energy where it's a real leader, right? Because the Emperor is a Mars energy that rules Aries. It's about doing something in a very confident way. This person might not have all of the particulars figured out regarding a situation, but they just know that they're moving forward and they want to bring you with them. That's all they know. And they don't really know much else than that, other than that they're very faithful, they're very true blue, you can trust them. This is an energy that you can trust, the Emperor energy. But you're scared. You're scared of somebody's ego. You're scared of things getting thrown out of control, somebody wanting to take over, take charge. Virgo, it's like you're afraid of being put in a situation where you feel like you have no control. And that's a thing with Virgos, like to be in control. We all know that, right? So, which is not a bad thing at all. But it's like you're afraid of, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket when it comes to someone or situation that you're viewing as having, but like potentially having an ego situation, So you're feeling a little trepidatious about engaging with that kind of energy, which is understandable because that energy annoys you, which is really funny. But we have the outcome energy here is the Wheel of Fortune. So this is a Jupiter energy. This is really good. This is you taking a chance on something and it going really well. If it has to do with a relationship, this could indicate if it's a relationship that you just met, this is things going really well, really nice. If this is you returning to someone from the past and trying to fix a past situation, this is all up to Lady Luck, because it really does depend on the bones of the situation when it was left. So if it was a bad relationship and you guys try to give it another go, it's probably not going to work. If it was a good relationship in every other way, there was just a lot of bad communication and there needs to be clarification, all of that, then it'll be blessed. That's just kind of how this energy works. But what's interesting is in the near future, we have the Eight of Swords. And this is going to be the kind of situation where, first of all, you're going to feel like people are speaking about you behind your back. If this has to do with a work environment, you're going to feel like there are meetings going on behind closed doors without your knowledge, that you're not privy to, that people are gossiping about you. A lot of this is based in jealousy, but it still like really makes you highly uncomfortable. You're not okay with it and you feel like you don't belong there. And if this is even in a relationship, you're just, something about this connection is going to make you feel like your shoes are on the wrong feet. You don't feel very understood. You just don't feel like you just wake up and you're like, do I honestly like truly belong here? Like I got this for somebody last week and I was saying it's almost like when you speak your words, you don't feel like they're being 100% absorbed by the people who you're speaking to, because it's like they kind of don't care that much. And so you're in this space of feeling like, all right, is this like even the right thing for me at this point? I don't know. I don't think I feel very comfortable in this. I don't really feel like this is really speaking to my level of authenticity, which is that fifth house energy, right? So you're going to be very sensitive to that. So I am feeling that about this particular week, having to do with, so you're just not going to be sure, is this relationship for me? Guys, don't worry, I'm going to do another reading next week, but is this relationship for me? Is this job for me? I don't know. You're kind of going to be in that kind of space, but it's okay, because I do still see you looking at things, focusing. You're starting to focus on, while you're very, very focused on those paying off debt and your future and all of that, you're really focusing on the pragmatics of any sort of issues that are going on. And it's there where you're going to be like, I don't know. Now that I'm looking at this really closely, I don't know. I don't know if I want to do this job anymore. I don't know if I want to do this job in the first place. I don't know if this relationship is the right thing for me in the long term. I might be better off by myself, or better off with a different person, or whatever. It's going to be different for each of you, obviously, but let's do the extended for the relationship. Now this could be the same relationship, or it could be totally different. You could have resonated that with that relationship, and we'll see what comes out with this one. So we'll pull some good tarot. That's literally what they're called, good tarot. I'm not saying they're good tarot, they are good tarot, but that's the name of them. The good tarot. Okay, we'll pull a few of these, and then we'll pull some oracles, and some, these cards are very big. Okay, justice. Justice is the Libra, 7th house of relationship. What's fair, what's not? Where's the love? How does it look? How do I feel? Who's bringing what? How's everybody showing up? Messenger of Earth. Okay, so this is equivalent to like the Knight of Pentacles. So this is a Leo and Virgo energy. So there could be some sort of ego involved here in how to pragmatically solve some sort of issue that's seemingly unfair in this connection. Then we have the Four of Earth, Four of Pentacles. There is, okay, somebody might be holding a little too tight to their coin, having to do with the relationship, or be in a mode of self-protection, or a little bit of both. Could definitely be that. This is the Four of Pentacle energy. It is, we do refer to this typically as like the miser card, holding very close to the coin, which I'm really not mad at, right? These days, everybody should be watching their money. I get it. But it just seems like within this connection, there could certainly be an issue having to do with money, what's equitable, what's not, and there being some sort of issue with ego having to go on, that is happening here. Now, for those of you, this is fine. For those of you who are single, what I'm getting here is you want to make sure that whatever relationship you get into, they have money. You don't want to deal. You don't want to deal with having to take care of anybody. And this is not to sound mean at all, but if you are single and you're thinking about getting involved with somebody, you're like open to it. Yeah, but as long as everything is equitable, everybody has their own stuff, there's no ego nonsense, everything is very clear. I always like to say the 30% rule, 30% rule is something I learned years ago in college, where it's like when you are, joining with somebody in a life, everybody should contribute 30% of what they make. Because if one person makes $500,000 a year and somebody else makes $50,000 a year, obviously not everyone's going to contribute. So how do you ration that out for it to be equitable? 30%. That's what everybody should be given, because then, it hurts and helps everybody equally so across the board, right? The basic I learned too many years ago in a business class. But anyway, I'm getting that vibe here. Okay, somebody else got this. When it comes to matters of the heart, there is no right or wrong. Every choice you make expands your understanding of life and love. Some passion, a magnetic and seductive quality surrounds you at present. Enjoy it. Well, whenever we have anything going on in our fifth house, it's because we have like this childlike way, and we're really focused on things that we love and what we're passionate about. So it makes you more attractive. Yeah, twin flames. Hello. twin flames. Yeah, you got to work this out. Figure it out, Virgo. Figure it out. Yeah. Okay. Let's pull some Island Time Wellness, and then we'll pull some. Let's put this guy away for a moment so we have some room for that. Stabbed in the back. Cassette. I like you. Okay. So stabbed in the back just means like pain, deception, heartbreak, disappointment. I mean, it's just disappointment. Like something happened. It doesn't have to be so, dramatic, but something happened here. Could have been, right? It depends. This is general reading. But this is, somebody did something where you feel stabbed in the back, you feel betrayed. They promised you something, they retracted. They said they were going to do something, they didn't do it. They betrayed you in some way. It could show up in a number of ways. Then we have cassette. Outdated thinking, conditioning, replaying events over in your head. So, somebody's thinking needs to be updated. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's yours. It could be your partner's or, whatever. It could be both of you, a little bit of both of you. But, this overplaying of things from the past is just counterproductive. And it's really hard. I mean, we all fall victim to that because of the human condition. It's like Pavlov's dogs, right? I mean, how do we know, how to respond to something, but other than what we've experienced in the past, right? It's just the way it is. It's very hard to just say like, boom, leave the past behind. But when we're aware of it, it's a lot easier. And then we have this idea of I like you, someone likes you, romance is ballooning, want to date. So I feel like for those of you who have been in a weird situation where things haven't been so hot, to me, this is take a little break and go just have a good time. Just take a night off from all of the nonsense and have fun with each other and just talk and just put everything away, all of the mental weapons away and the verbal weapons away and all of that, and just speak from a place of authenticity to be able to move something forward so there can be progress. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. This is going to be hard. It's going to be methodical. It needs to be deliberate though, in order for there to be this moving forward. But I have to tell you, I'm getting that it's like the love is here, the desire to be with each other is here, but there is something that's not equitable about how everyone is showing up in the relation. Now, maybe it has to do with the parts who lost their job. I mean, look, that's a real issue right now. I mean, this is like ridiculous what's going on, but I understand that. It's tough. 6 of Wands, success, respect, and success. This follows the 5 of Wands, which is all about battling out with your egos and stuff, right? So you have the conversation. Take the night off. Talk about who stabbed who in the back and why, and with all of that. Emperor, beautiful. Beautiful. This is a new path, a new perspective, looking at something, not having all the answers yet, though. Don't be fooled by the Emperor. The Emperor is fabulous, powerful, all of that, ride or die, all of that, but he doesn't have all of the minutiae figured out. He wants his little people to figure that out. He doesn't want to have to. He's the idea generator. Right? This is Aries. Aries just knows that it wants what it wants when it wants it and wants to go after it and all of that, and we'll worry about the details later if ever, Let's see what else. 7 of Wands. I like this. Drawing a line in the sand, establishing what you want, need, and desire. Yeah, this is what, you need to have this. You do need to have this, right? Let's pull one more. Why can't I keep these standing up here? Okay. Let's up King of Pentacles. All right. You know what? I just feel like it was money. Listen, if money's an issue, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. It really, really will. It really will. Yeah. Aries and Taurus. Aries, new path. Taurus, money coming in from a different way. Also, you guys feeling very mentally, emotionally, and physically connected. Yeah, it's going to be fine. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to be fine because you have to figure out this stuff. So that is what I have for you, my friends. I hope this was helpful in some way. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.